Will we have some form of town hall where we send our representatives on meet the people?
You're talking about once we've got A1 running the show? Yeah. Okay. As you know, when we get A1 organised in the sense of having actual MPs, you select the MP. You put the names up to head office. All we do is vet them to make sure that they're not bankrupts or have some other exclusionary condition. The names go back to the electorate. The electorate then has a presidential style primary where you get to belt it out to the back rows to prove to the people you should be their elected representative. So once you win the candidacy position, you are still subject to the people. So if you disappoint them, then the people just need to hold a recall election and they sack you. Once we get into power and we extend this to the Australian electoral system, recall elections will be standard across the Australian continent. So at any stage, if an MP disappoints the electorate to the point where it's 50% plus one vote, and the MP doesn't get asked, the process just commences. If you are unhappy, you start the numbers, and once it hits 50% plus one, they're out. No, it's just part of the process. You'll have your branch meetings, so let's say you get your branch meetings, and you track how this character's going. And if the character's going well, no problem, but if the branches start getting a bit salty, then they get together and say, we got to sack this bloke because he's got some habits we're not too keen on. So you guys control it 24/7, 365. That's why your MP should be responsive to you 24/7, 365. Does that make sense? All the time. Yes, next question. Sir.
Yeah, one has Enzo. And I've just got a question regarding the Indigenous people.
Yep.
They are the only ones that really have sovereignty and true title of this nation. And they've been sort of struggling up there by themselves. Now, Lumper up there, he was on a video the other day, and he was talking about how the correlation with all the COVID hotspots up there and where the people were moving into, where they were sort of taking the people out and whatever, taking them away because for their own safety. But those places were within about a couple of weeks. There was all mine exploration and stuff going on in those areas. Now, how can we bring the Indigenous people back into this? Because they kind of feel a little bit sort of pushed out of it all, but they really, I think, have they could be the ones to pull us all out of this, really, completely.
We've already started. We've already started exactly what we're talking. We've been working with David 12 months now.
Yeah.
And let me just get this in a context. Whenever we do these talks, and we talk about the Indigenous issue, we talk about, I don't care whether you've been here 40,000 years or 40 minutes here in Australia, you have rights to this land. And I say, look, I don't care where you start, I don't care how we get there, well I do care how we get there, but what's important is where we end up. And where we end up is one people, one country, one flag. And every time I say that, black and white in the audience, they all cheer because they all had a go for it. Because the black-white issue is what the government has used for decades to divide us. The blacks are all just sucking on the public TV, bloody useless. The whites, you're the invaders that killed me. And they love it. They love dividing us. We've been working for months and months and months on the black-white issue. Sovereignty issues a lot. But once again, as I said to David Cole, I said to others, one people, one country, one flag. And they love it. The young ones love it, the old ones love it. The genuine tribal leaders, they love it. There's a whole bunch of them coming down. We've been working on this for some time. I haven't made a song and dance about it because we haven't need to make a song and dance about it, but we're doing it. Because this has to include every Australian. Okay? And that's what this A1's all about. It's about every Australian, not just certain groups. We don't pander to particular groups. Every Australian has rights. And we're going to make sure whatever the solution is at the end, it ends up with one people, one country, one flag. And they're all on board. Lumpo has heard me say that and he's given me a thumbs up. He's told there's something like 12 language clans or family clans in his tribe. They all love it as well. The genuine tribal leaders want it. The people who don't like it are the blacks and whites that live in the Aboriginal industry, which collects $33 billion a year in your tax money. Now I can promise you Jackie in the Nala is not seeing a cent of that money. And so they are the genuine blacks, I'm telling you, And I've heard it directly. We did a live with two people, and he said, look, I'm right there with you, Rick. This is all about our families. We want the best for our families. We want the best for our people. And so they're already on board. That's why A1 terrifies them. We talk about stuff that nobody else wants to talk about, and the solutions are actually right in front of us. They keep telling us we can't solve it, we can't solve it, we can't solve it. Yes, we can. We can solve every problem we've got to. They don't want to solve the problem. So we've got that in hand, mate. We're already in hand, and hopefully we'll have a lot of the First Nations people coming down this week. Maybe next week. We'll see how we go. It's tough to travel all the way from Italy down here, but we've been working on it for a couple of years now. And our approach was this. I don't trust people that represent a lot of people. I trust an elder who leads his tribe, right? And our job, our approach, and again we've spoken a little bit about this, we go mob to mob to mob to mob to find out what it is, because I guarantee you by the time it trickles up to the top, it's just about this. It's just about that. Yeah, they've got the same issues as we have. This division have been divided, and they have these phony people up top who live in multi-million-dollar houses that allegedly look after their people. They don't. The blacks are our people, and the whites are their people. We're all one people. We're all human. There's only one race on the bloody planet. That's us.
Riccardo. Dane from Sydney. What's happening with debt? Because the A1 model often sounds a lot like Jasara. So we're all debt slaves, whether we like it or not, whether it's a mortgage, personal loan, credit cards, or if you pay tax, you're a debt slave. So, yeah, what's happening and once that is sorted, are we going back to some sort of gold standard or something backed by precious metals?
Good question. Who's heard of Nasara and Gesara? Show of hands. Who can explain it in one short, sharp rhyme that will explain it to everybody? Good, you're honest. Thank you. We've all tried to wade through the process. I always have one question: who's running it? For example, who owns Bitcoin? Vladimir Putin. Oh gosh, okay. Didn't know that. The point is this. If Nasara Gesara is correct and it gets rolled out and it is to the benefit of the Australian people, 10 out of 10. If it doesn't, then we're not interested. But because we don't have enough data on who actually owns it, controls it, and how it's going to be run out, and I've heard stories that it's already out there, it's already in practice. And I've heard things like you, but again, I need evidence. When we do our planning, there's 3 levels of information. There's things you know for certain upon which you can trust. There's things that are likely to be true, and you've got to be ready to adapt to that if it is true, and there's stuff on the outside that is just way out there that still could be true, but you can't predicate your plans on it, right? So we focus our plans on what we know to be true. This is what we know. If Gesara works, 10 out of 10. If it doesn't, it's not in. To more detail though, Jesus wept. To your detail though, the Australian dollar, the Australian government, under an A1 government, controls the printing of the money, controls the value of Australian dollar, the exchange rates, things like that, to make sure we manage it, to make sure we control our financial future. Because manipulating currency is a way a foreign power can destroy an entire sovereign nation, correct? So we need control of it. The Australian dollar will be backed by hard assets. Now, we don't even have enough gold in this country to back the dollars that we've got. So it's going to be a basket of precious metals, things with intrinsic value, not extrinsic value, meaning this stuff is always going to be worth something, and it's not worth something because somebody wants to like it. No, it's got to have intrinsic value. So we will have an A dollar that is absolutely strong and backed by solid assets. So that's certainly our intent, and we will control the dollar to make sure, insofar as it doesn't get manipulated. Now people then say, well, what about cryptos? And I say, well, it's your business. You want to buy crypto, buy crypto. It's entirely, you're going to trade in crypto, go for your life. It is your money. You are free to do what you want. Unless it starts to threaten the sovereignty of Australia. Does that make sense? Because once again, money, this is how they did it. You know that the Rothschilds, that's how they did it. They brought down entire nations based on money and credit. Yeah. And that's why it's fundamentally important for Australia to control our own currency and make sure it is solid and backed by something real. The debt currency, fiat currency is a thing of the past. It's done. What we do with debts is euro to banks, that's a separate story because we have to look at that. Because a lot of that debt is false debt. We know it's false debt. And there are ways, there are plans, potential plans to wipe off the false debt and only repay the real debt that you've accrued. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sir.
Hi Riccardo, hi everybody. Dave from Bundaberg, Queensland. Riccardo, I want to ask you this, I'm just asking it over to you so you might have to explain it. How did you avoid joining the Goat Riders Club and
Good
up your
question.
ranks in the military?
Give the truth. Why am I not a Mason? How did I not get invited to the Masonic Lodge? I screwed the senior officer's wife. And I got put my name got put on the blacklist. You can't make this shit up.
I've heard him say that before, actually. Yeah?
I can leave that question. Thank you for asking. And that's absolutely true.
That was the most fortunate photo ever.
Hello Riccardo, my name's Daniel, I'm from Melbourne. I'm just curious, so I've been on all the protests and I saw that we were raising a new flag. I was curious why we were raising a new flag when our ancestors and forefathers sacrificed their lives under the red sign.
Yeah, good question. The flag issue. Red incident, blue incident, Eureka. Got it.
Oh, look, that time.
The purpose of the flag was not an A1 initiative. It was just something that was suggested, let's have a unity flag. Because the flags that they use at the moment, the red flag, the blue flag, the Eureka flag, and all the flags, the Aboriginal flag, they're all corporate flags, and they used to divide. And the discussion had to start at some point. We need a new flag. Why? Because it represents something. Now, we're either going to have a flag that alongside with that flag comes baggage and it drags us. And we sort of drag into the future and we leave it to our kids. Here's bags and bags of history for you to drag behind you. When we create this new nation, we're going to take the best from the past, but we have to start anew. And the idea was that it's a unity flag. Now, a lot of the vets came up to me and shoved a finger in my face and said, "You're disrespecting the Anzacs." I said, "Really, mate? If the Anzacs were here, you know what I'd be saying? Why are you wasting your time on this crap when they're killing my great-great-granddaughter?" That's what the Anzacs should be saying. So please don't give me this high dudgeon and disruption about, we fought under the flag, the red flag, the blue flag. Most people don't know about the red flag, and even if you're right, even if the red flag was exactly, legally, truly the red flag, 25 million people don't know, don't care. You know why? Because they're worried about the stuff. And frankly, neither do I. I don't care about the colour of the flag, I care about the nation, and the nation is the people. And if the people are having a bad time, the flags mean nothing. But that unity flag was just an attempt to start the discussion. And people say, "Oh, it's the Masonic colours." Really? That means the West Coast Eagles and Parramatta are Masonic clubs. Hey, give me a break. Listen really carefully. The rainbow, it's gay. No, it's not. It's the rainbow. If you accept what other people have taken, you're going to end up in a little corner and the only colours you've got to play with is baby blue, brown and kiss. Because nobody wants it. Take what you want and make it your own. Okay? Now back to your red flag. Even if the red flag was right, it doesn't matter. Because 25 million Australians don't care. It's not important. Relative to all the other stuff we have to deal with, this is really not important. What's more important is to accept our history. Black, white, rebel, you name it. Jew, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, atheist, don't care. But we have to have an honest understanding of our history, make peace with it, let the dead bury the dead, start anew, and take the best from the past and create this new nation called Australia, where we are one people, one country, one flag.